We just had St. Patrick's Day when the Irish could celebrate their heritage. If you wonder about your family history, where you come from and where your ancestors lived, our next guests are here to tell us where you can find out. It's the North Hills 2018 Genealogy Conference. The president of the North Hills Genealogists, Venezia and Linda Loewer of the North Hills Genealogists, are here to tell us what you'll be able to do and to discover there. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Again, we just had St. Patrick's Day, and we know that it's become so popular as of late, all of these tests to find out who your ancestors were and where do they live, where do you come from. Why do you think it's been such an interest in knowing that these days?
I think people, a lot of Americans come from elsewhere, right? We're kind of hyphenated Americans.
That's
so
true. Right.
It's really becoming really interesting for people, especially because it's becoming easier and there's databases available online and you can take DNA tests to learn more. So I think that ease has made it really interesting for people and accessible for people. And
I think people are surprised to know that North Hills Genealogists has been around for a while.
Yeah.
It has, yeah, for about 30 years, I think.
Yeah, this is their 28th year, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, and so you work as a group. Tell me what you do exactly.
So we have monthly meetings.
Yes.
It's actually the third Tuesday of the month. So we have a meeting this evening, unless the snow gets in the way.
Let's hope not.
It's at the Northland Public Library up in McCandless off McKnight Road. And we meet the third Tuesday at 7 p.m. And we have different speakers come in and to talk about different genealogical topics. So tonight we'll be talking about preserving your family photos. And next month we're actually going to have a round table where people can ask questions. So it's a great way for beginners or folks that haven't been to our meetings before to come in and sort of get their feet wet.
And even though I've been doing genealogy for a number of years, I appreciate all the meetings, actually. There's always something new to learn, whether it's a new resource on how to preserve family photos or maybe records that are now digitized and are available online.
I was going to say, so if I've never done this before, but I have an interest, where do you start? What does one do to learn more about where you came from and your ancestry?
And so,
a great way is coming to the conference, right?
Coming to the conference. So we have a conference this Friday and Saturday, and one of the topics this Friday is actually going to be given by John Philip Coletta. He'll be talking about finding your ancestors on federal records, and one of those would be like the censuses. I think that's probably one of the easiest way to do that. And then we also have Aaron McWilliams from the Pennsylvania State Archives, and he's going to be here talking about military records on Friday as well. And then on Saturday we have the two of them will be talking about, I think, naturalization records and also passenger arrival records, right? That's always I actually need to find mine. You know what I mean? Like I've got to find when my ancestors came over. So, but Rich has a great. Oh, you know what? I did want to add something else, and that is what's nice about records. And it seems like I get this is a television confession here. That I get overwhelmed sometimes with the number of records that are out there. How to find these records, and then how to get access from them. And that's what they're going to be talking about too. It's not only what's in those records, but how do we locate them, how do we access them, and then all the information we can
and how to analyze them as well.
And we're looking at some pictures now of some records, and I mean, you could be talking about anything from birth certificates to, as you said, entering the country, many different types of records. And I imagine that could be overwhelming.
Yeah, the one that we just looked at was a naturalization paperwork, and that's something that's a great way if you're interested in trying to figure out where your family came from overseas. That might be a piece of paper that can help you determine that exact location overseas.
Right, and Rich actually has a great story about his great-grandparents and their journey. He discovered through their
so that was actually his paperwork. They lived here in the Pittsburgh area, and there's. As you get into these records and know more about that's their wedding photo, in fact.
Beautiful. Okay.
So as you get into learning about sort of the laws in place at the time, my great-grandmother was actually born here in the States, but because she married a foreign-born man during this specific time frame, she actually lost her U.S. citizenship.
And she got married in the United States.
Indeed, and she never left.
Really?
So then when he naturalized, that's my great-grandfather there, a photo, obviously, that I had conserved of him down at the Heinz History Center. When he became a citizen, she regained her citizenship. But it's just interesting, you learn these things when you do the research that really add kind of texture and color to your ancestors' lives, that it's not just the records, but there's also a lot of stories behind them as well.
Right. I see. Now, you two are from North Hills Genealogists. What if I don't live in the North Hills and I'm interested? Should I still come to the conference? Can I join North Hills Genealogists?
Well, you sure can join. I mean, go ahead. You want to tell a little bit about
so A membership is open to anyone, sort of anywhere in Western PA or all across the country. And there's also other genealogical societies as well. So if folks are, you know, there's kind of usually one or two per county. So there's a couple here in Pittsburgh. So if the North Hills isn't convenient for you, you know, hopefully you can still come to the meetings once a month. But otherwise, there's other societies and places you can go to learn more genealogical topics as well.
And as far as the conference is open to everyone. And we still have space for this Friday and Saturday. And what's great about this conference is that it's not like you have to do Friday and Saturday together. You can come to maybe the Friday afternoon workshop or the Friday evening. You can do just Friday, you can do just Saturday. Yeah. So there's more information on the website.
Very intriguing. Yes. Thank you both so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. The 2018 North Hills Genealogists Conference is coming up this Friday and Saturday, as you heard, at the Knights of Columbus in Wexford. You can visit the group's website to find out more and learn about their monthly meetings at Northland Library the third Tuesday of each month. You'll find the link at kdka.com/PTL. And we'll be right